No real reason to change the thumbnail, right? Because if the Canucks are not going to put in the effort, then why should I? The Vancouver Canucks have lost yet another game, 5-1 at home. It's kind of wild. They're always doing this. It's crazy how many times a team can lose a game 5-1. But you know what? I don't really think this video even needs to be too long. The team sucks, and they're bad. St. Louis is not a top team. They're a below-average team this season. They're 22nd in the NHL as I record this audio. They only have, 4 more points than Vancouver? Their win percentage is just slightly above Vancouver's, and, they're not amazing this year, but they're okay. A lot better than this team is, and you could see it in the way these two teams played the game. Spencer Martin had his work cut out for him since the beginning stages of the game. While Binnington was better statistically, I feel like Martin was just given a more difficult workload, and especially as the game went on, you started to see the defensive lapses, the defensive awareness or lack thereof, and Martin being forced to crack. Because the Blues just had so many great passing plays, open lanes, cross creases, etc., and the Canucks had no answer. They got a goal from Ilya Mikheyev where he straight-lined and cut across, forehand, backhand. That was very nice. But the rest of the team, Andrei Kuzmenko, deciding not to do the wraparound at an open net. Brock Besser going one-on-one with Binnington, Carey Price style, and he ends up not scoring. Rookie Besser would have scored that goal. He definitely would have. Not the Besser now, though. He's not the same. And then you had the intermission segments where Ian McIntyre was saying, hey, Luke Schenn is such a valuable leader, don't trade him away. It's okay to risk losing him to free agency because trading him away will be worse for the team. How can you watch this team play off against a St. Louis squad that is not amazing? Not amazing. They're below average in the NHL this season, and say that this team should be trying to force their hand at the playoffs. Oh, man. Same cut and dry story with Benning, eh? Oh, man, this team is not good. They're really great once in a while. They are. They win games, and they look okay sometimes, but the majority of this year has seen Vancouver put up so many goals against that, how many 5-1 at-home losses can you give for your fans? I see so many people on social media always talking about how Canucks fans are nihilistic. Canucks fans hate their team as much as anybody else hates their team, but more so. They're so miserable talking about their team over and over again, and it's because of crap like this. It's because of the direction. You could see the disconnect between the product the team has and the direction the team is trying to go down. Jim Rutherford, Patrick Allvin, on After Hours, they say all the right things if you're trying to make a bland soup. There's nothing there. They say, we gotta keep the course, we got a young team, we have the sixth youngest team or whatever it was when the season started, and it's no, you didn't, because you had Danila Klimovich on the roster at that time, and he wasn't really part of the game plan. Now, the Canucks are, the 14th oldest team or youngest team or whatever it is? That Patrick Allvin quote from earlier on the weekend was so misleading for a lot of Canucks fans that just didn't bother to do the Googling themselves. But at the same time, look, you can't blame the players. You can't. Daniel Wagner had a really good thread on this earlier in the week that OEL and Myers, it's not their fault that they're what they are. They are just what they are. It's just the team around them that is to be blamed when you acknowledge just how poorly assembled everything is. Because even if the team plays well one night, just within the next week, you're going to see another 5-1 loss. You're going to see more power play goals go in against them. You're going to see them be on pace for the worst power play in NHL history, like they currently are right now. It's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and give some props to St. Louis, because this is a St. Louis Blues video as much as it is a Canucks video. No, what am I kidding? It's not. But Jordan Kyrou, hat-trick Kyrou out there. He got himself the 3 goals, and they all looked very nice. He saw one hat on the broadcast make its way onto the ice there, which is nice to see from the Blues fans in attendance tonight at Rogers Arena. You also had yourselves Tarasenko, who I thought played a very good game. Robert Thomas was all over the puck. Just incredible, the amount of talent that these guys possess. And you know what's also kind of interesting? The fact that Robert Thomas was always supposed to be what Bo Horvat was supposed to be too. When Thomas was drafted back in 2016 or whatever it was, I remember the player comparable that was used for him on the broadcast was Bo Horvat. And a lot of the insiders on Sportsnet said, hey, that two-way face-off winning center, that's what Robert Thomas is supposed to be. And he's also a London Knights guy. So there was an easy connection to make there between Bo and Thomas. But when you watch these two players play today, boy oh boy is Robert Thomas a better player. Like, Bo cannot take control of an offensive zone possession like Robert Thomas can. He can't walk around guys and make absolutely crazy passes like Robert Thomas can. He can snipe it like Thomas can, I guess you could say that, but Bo right now versus Robert Thomas right now, I don't know, man. I'd rather have Robert Thomas. And I know Bo has so many freaking goals, but Thomas is up to 8 in the year, which is not amazing, but it's still kind of there, and you could still see the talent, man. You saw some of those snipes? Those were great. He's such a good playmaker, and I think that that element is what Bo Horvat lacks between being an $8 million caliber guy and just being what he is right now, a goal-scoring, finishing, tipping-in guy that can win faceoffs and not play all too well defensively. And then, of course, Nathan Walker scoring his first goal in God knows how many games. Good for him. Like, he took advantage of a Canucks wing that was widely exposed and had absolutely all the space in the world to walk right in and rip it by Spencer Martin. I feel like Martin had an okay game for the first half of it. Sure, a lot of the goals that you saw scored against him, you don't want to see those shots coming through. You don't want to see him get all that time and space. You don't want to see guys out in front at the end of beautiful passing plays with clear lanes to the net. But Spencer Martin, for what he was, I mean, aside from the Walker goal, I guess you could really say that he was all right. You know, you don't want to see guys getting lanes like that, and ultimately a part of that is the Canucks defense, and their fault. Quinn Hughes had an opportunity to get in the shooting lane on the power play, on the penalty kill, but he completely removed himself from the shooting lane, giving a wide open angle for that Robert Thomas that we had just talked about before. He sniped it top corner, man. Anyways, before we go, I just wanted to say that I've been getting a few comments here and there, a few DMs on Twitter, a few notifications from y'all saying that, hey, the videos have gotten so negative that it's difficult to really go out there and continually watch this show. And that's fine. 100% fine. You know, different strokes for different folks. I get that some of y'all value positivity, and you would prefer more content that makes you hope for more rather than expect less. And I could totally understand the nuance there. It's just, for me and my show, what we try to do over here, I just try to give you my thoughts. And at my core, I've got a really cynical and pessimistic side that exists. It's just uncovering itself, unraveling itself. It's like Ken Kaneki in Tokyo Ghoul, unraveling the world as we speak over here. And it feels bad. So yeah, Canucks, they suck again. They lose again. Tired of the constant your thoughts. St. Louis Blues, 5-1. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.